Let's face it, we're still suffering from very real Force Awakens hangovers, and ever since they decided to move Episode 8 back another 6 months, it's gotten even worse. So for this episode, we're serving up a little hair of the Mog with one of our favorite unintended consequences of Star Wars, Spaceballs. Mel Brooks' 1987 pitch-perfect send-up of the galaxy far, far away is always worth revisiting, especially mired in a Star Wars holding pattern as we are.
I hated when I did my Schwartz twisted.
And if you like the adventures of Lone Star and Barf for its futuristic sci-fi comedy, you'll love the often overlooked comedy classic, Sleeper. Spaceballs the movie is one of the purest examples of parody you'll find. Its straightforward lampooning of all things Star Wars and some things Star Trek is the very definition of spoofery.
Pizza the Hut!
In fact, when Mel Brooks made Spaceballs, he wanted the story to mimic Star Wars so closely, he even sought out permission from George Lucas himself before he made the film. And if I can drop a bonus thing you didn't know real quick, George's only caveat was that no Spaceballs merchandise be sold, which is hilarious because of this scene.
Spaceballs the flamethrower! That kids love this one.
But that's a different Cinefix show altogether. Calling upon his variety show roots, Mel Brooks displays the broad, farcical tone that made him famous for decades with hits like Blazing Saddles and Young Frankenstein. But while Spaceballs is undeniably a parody of the genre, Sleeper is more of a satire. Mel Brooks uses the sci-fi genre like a mirror to reflect back on itself, while Woody Allen uses science fiction like a telescope, allowing the viewer enough distance to appreciate a satire of their own society.
Where am I anyhow? I mean, what happened to everybody? Where are all my friends?
You must understand that everyone you knew in the past has been dead nearly 200 years.
But they all ate organic rice.
Woody Allen's 1973 epic comedy follows a health food store owner, Miles Monroe, as he's cryogenically frozen and thawed out 200 years later. Finding himself in an incompetently run dystopia, Miles's adventures in the future reflect not on a pop culture phenomenon, but on phenomenons of our culture. He shines a satirical light on sex, politics, science, art, literally everything, and all with the comedy stylings of physical comedy pioneers like Laurel and Hardy. And that's where Spaceballs and Sleeper are truly similar. While they're most obviously both sci-fi comedies, they also both rely on styles of comedy whose heydays had passed. Mel Brooks using his vaudevillian Catskills roots, and Woody Allen calling on the overcranked slapstick of Harold Lloyd or Buster Keaton for inspiration. But most importantly, Mel Brooks and Woody Allen are two of the most important voices in the history of cinematic comedy. And if you're a fan of sci-fi at all, you owe it to yourself to hear their commentary on the genre. So if you want to take a break from coming up with bizarre Star Wars fan theories, get your fix by revisiting both of these sci-fi comedy classics. Let us know if you like Spaceballs or love Sleeper in the comments below, and as always, click like and subscribe for more Like It Love It right here on Cinefix.